Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Well, that is the current chairman of ICICI Bank, Mr. M.K. Sharma, there saying that the board reposes its faith in Chanda Kochhar, that the allegations that were first raised in 2016 were adequately addressed. Joining us now is a very special guest, Mr. N. Vaghul, the former chairman of ICICI Bank, is with us. Mr. Vaghul, we appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV18. If I may start by asking you, sir, these were allegations that were first brought to light in 2016. As per what Mr. M.K. Sharma told us in that press conference, the board of ICICI Bank looked at those allegations and apparently adequately addressed them. Should this not have been made public, sir? Should this not have been put out in the public domain to address the allegations that were first raised in 2016, if indeed the board had found that there was no discrepancy of any kind, that there was no malafide of any kind, that there was nothing improper in the transactions that had been done?
Yeah, I saw that. These allegations were there in 2016, then again were repeated in 2018. I heard that Mr. Sharma's statement. I know these two people very well. Mr. Sharma personally is a person with unimpeachable integrity, and I think more than unimpeachable integrity, is very thorough in whatever he does. And when he does it, I think when he makes a statement that there is no conflict of interest, there is no quid pro quo, it was done in the normal course, I have no reason to doubt his statement. And as far as Chanda Kochhar is concerned, I know her for 35 years, but 25 years I worked closely with her. I can't even imagine that she could ever be a party to a transaction which could have a shadow of doubt or anything like that. So I don't know the full details. I did find that the clarifications could be a little more done in greater detail. That's why I said when the clarification came, I wanted to find out what exactly is happening, because in 2016 I did not pay much attention to it. It was I did not know who was making that allegation. It came in a series of WhatsApp messages to me, and when the bank said there is no truth in it, I believed in it. 2018 was made by an individual through a letter that was written. So I think it had to be taken seriously, and 2018 the whole thing went into a public domain. What was a loose rumor, you don't put it in the public domain.
No, Mr. Vaghul,
no,
it's
I appreciate that, Mr. Vaghul, but if I can specifically, sorry, Lata, just 1 second. If I can specifically ask you, sir, since you said that you decided to take the allegations much more seriously in 2018, and you have asked the bank questions specifically with respect to the allegations made, what is the clarity that you have got on this convertible debenture of 64 crores, sir? Because that is really at the heart of the controversy, isn't it?
No, I would divide this whole issue into two parts. One part which pertains to the ICICI Bank, another part to the Chanda Kochhar's propriety issues. Insofar as the ICICI Bank is concerned, I think Mr. Sharma has made a statement that the 3,250 crore loan was not a loan which was given in 2012, but it represents what is known as a consolidation of the loan which was in existence at that time. So this was an issue on which I made inquiries in the bank. What exactly is the 3,250 crores loan? And I was told that 3,250 crores of rupees represents the exposure of the ICICI Bank at that particular point of time. And what happened was at that time, 2012, there was an attempt by, there was a decision by the lead bank, which was State Bank of India, to consolidate all the loans which are given to Videocon Industries and few other subsidiaries, about 10 subsidiaries, more than 10 subsidiaries, into a single loan in order to capture the cash flows and in order to capture the full security. And ICICI Bank participated in that consortium of the 20 banks. The participation was no more than the exposure which they already have of loans which have been given right from the beginning. And as far as I know that this Videocon had been dealing with ICICI Bank from the time of 1985. Their relationship with ICICI Bank was as long as about now 33 years. At the time when I left, it was about 25 years. So, frankly, the 3,250 crores of rupees is not a new loan that has been given to the Videocon, but 3,250 crores of rupees represents a consolidation of the existing loans given to the Videocon and the subsidiary has not come out. And I heard a few people talk about as though that 3,250 crores of rupees represents a new loan. I don't think it is correct.
Nothing new was given after the...
Nothing was given. In fact,
in 2012, no additional money
no
at
additional.
all?
In fact, 2012, I am told, because I am not in the bank and I can't access to the records.
Yes.
I am told that in 2012, what was given at 3,250 crores represents the actual exposure of ICICI at that particular point of time. Represents a series of loans given to Videocon and its subsidiaries over a period of time, over a period of last 4 or 5 years. Prior, 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
And in 3,250 crores of rupees does not represent any increase in exposure.
Okay.
In fact, when you take the total consolidation, I am told that there is a reduction in the share insofar as the consortium is concerned. So no new facilities were given in 2012.
No covenants were changed because when it became a consortium loan, new conditions...
I'm sure that I am not privy to that. I can't say that.
Okay.
But certainly, I suppose there must have been a consolidation of security. There must have been an escrow process in which you capture the cash flow. And more important point is the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. In 2012, this consolidation took place. Till 2017, the loan was a performing loan. They were paying the interest, they were paying the installments. It is not as though that the loan was a bad, right, ab initio. The loan was a performing loan in 2017. In 2017, the loan became a non-performing loan. And right now, I think it has gone into the insolvency. And it will be dealt with in accordance with the insolvency.
Yeah, so but are the conditions imposed by ICICI in their covenants in 2012 similar to the covenants?
I am told that the ICICI covenant is almost identical to that of what SBI did.
Okay.
I mean, ICICI did not put any conditions. I think SBI and SBI Capital Market spearheaded the transaction.
Okay.
So it was in the broader interest to protect the interests of all the 20 banks.
Okay.
That instead of each one giving separately for the subsidiaries, it's all consolidation.
Okay.
That is why Mr. Sharma used the term that it's a consolidation loan. It is not a new loan.
But I thought some of the bankers said that some of the loans given by ICICI were part of the consortium, but some were outside the consortium. Was the entire 3,000?
That I don't know. What I heard from the bank is that the 3,250 crores is the total exposure.
Okay.
And they were being serviced, and it has been brought down to about 2,000 and odd crores of rupees over a period of 5 years.
Okay. So did you ask them whether they were fully aware that the managing director's husband had got such a large investment or loan from Videocon?
I don't think that they were aware that Mrs. Kochhar's husband was in the business.
Okay.
Whether there was a relationship with the Videocon, I don't think the board would have been aware of it. But the board would have been disclosed that Mrs. Chanda Kochhar's husband has a business.
Okay. Not the nature of the relation with Videocon.
I mean, that is not asked for. I mean, no board would ask for it.
No, the board won't ask, but is it not the duty of the managing director
in
to
2016,
say that?
when an allegation was made, I'm sure that they asked for it.
Yes.
And 2016, I suppose, what might have happened in 2012, what I'm told, again, you know, this is all hearsay.
Yes.
I am very careful in what I say because these are not things which I know for certain.
Okay.
In 2012, the business of Deepak Kochhar, Mrs. Chanda Kochhar's husband, was not doing well.
Okay.
And the Supreme Energy or something like that, which had made that investment of 64 crores of rupees, asked Deepak Kochhar whether they can take over that company.
Okay.
So they took over that company with the liabilities.
Okay.
64 crores of rupees was the asset and 64 crores of rupees was the liability.
Okay.
And I think they paid what you call the equity that he has invested. And for that equity of 10 lakhs of rupees or something like that.
So that means the Deepak Kochhar's company intends to redeem those debentures now.
Of course, that's what I'm told. When, the Deepak Kochhar's company has an obligation to redeem the debentures.
And they, okay.
The debentures were, I believe, restructured into a long-term debentures.
Okay.
Because the company is not making profit, the company is incurring losses.
Okay.
So it has an obligation to repay the debentures, and the debentures will have to be paid.
Okay. Shireen?
Yeah, thank you for clarifying what you do know about the transaction that transpired between Deepak Kochhar as well as Mr. Venugopal-Dhoot and Videocon. But if I may, sir, while we heard from the ICICI chairman about the transaction between Videocon and ICICI Bank, part of a consortium and so on and so forth, if in fact Ms. Kochhar has made the disclosure about the transactions and I'm talking post 2016 because the allegations came to light in 2016, has the ICICI Bank board examined these allegations for it to give a clean sheet and say that there has been no instance of quid pro quo, there is no nepotism? Because then that means that the board has specifically looked at these transactions that involve Deepak Kochhar, Supreme Energy and Venugopal-Dhoot.
No, I mean, answer to your question, I would like to put it this way, that this is a problem with, we have to understand that women who come into the senior positions in the organization, you can't ask their husbands to step off and say that they should stop doing any business.
No, obviously.
And it is not the purpose of the board.
Obviously, no one is suggesting that, sir.
No, it is not the purpose of the board to keep on asking, will you please share the details of your husband's business with the board for every transaction that is being done.
Only in this instance, since it is
sir,
a large loan, large investment that Videocon has made in Deepak Kochhar's company. I mean, 64 crores is not laughing matter. Doesn't propriety demand that Chanda Kochhar should have declared it to the credit committee in which he was sitting?
And you have to prove that Chanda Kochhar is aware of it. I mean, in a sense that is Chanda Kochhar managing ICICI Bank or is managing Deepak Kochhar's business? And if Deepak Kochhar is having a relationship with Videocon, how can you expect Mrs. Kochhar to inform the board? And no loan was being given in 2012. It is only a consolidation of the loan that has been given by the bank.
No, that is certainly a new point, because we were under the impression fresh money was given in 2012.
I think that it is asking for too much, because the Companies Act requires and the require that you have to disclose the nature of the business of your husband.
Okay.
And I'm sure that if a loan were to be given of this order, 3,250 crores is a large amount.
Yes.
64 crores of rupees for renewable energy is not a large amount.
Sir, but going by the little we know about new power, it's been making losses of 10 crore or 12 crore or thereabouts. Mrs. Kochhar would know if Mr. Kochhar got an amount as large as 65 crore.
That I would not be in a position to comment.
Okay.
Because frankly,
but would you require, if you were chairman,
if I were
would you
chairman,
have preferred that she had said it to the credit committee?
Yeah, I mean, that's anybody's thing. I mean, when the 2012 consolidation took place, was she the chairman? Was she?
No, she was the MD, but she was not the chairman of the credit committee, we understand.
Kamath was the chairman of the credit committee.
Okay.
I really wouldn't know the dynamics at that particular point of time.
Okay.
But, frankly, I think you can demand a high level of integrity and high level of propriety from anybody.
Yes.
In a sense, you can refrain from doing a transaction. But I think I would leave that issue aside, because I see from the papers that CBI is going into the preliminary inquiry. I want you to look at the transaction twofold. One is ICICI Bank.
Yes.
ICICI Bank itself is concerned they have not done anything wrong.
Okay.
They have only consolidated an exposure, which was a performing loan for a period of 5 years, which has become non-performing and which will go into the insolvency. And from what Videocon's statement is concerned is that, it might be able to, bank would be making the provisions, and for the bank is fully protected. Okay. Now, the second is the propriety of Kochhar's family. In what way that is affected as a result of what should be disclosed and what should not be disclosed.
Yes.
At the moment, I will not make any comment, except for the fact that there is, I believe, a preliminary inquiry which CBI is doing. Yes. They will go into it. If the family had derived an economic advantage, leveraging on the relationship with Videocon, certainly I suppose that's an issue which would cause me a lot of concern.
Okay.
But on the other hand, if what has happened is that the Videocon was in the process of investing, and they have invested in Kochhar's business,
Yes.
I don't think that I would demand from his wife that she, unless she is aware of, unless they are able to establish that she is aware of.
Okay.
That would offer that the husband and wife would have to be completely sharing all the information in respect of everything that happens between them.
Okay.
But I won't comment on that. It's for
Mr.
the
Vaghul?
inquiry to really do that.
Sure. Yeah,
Sure.
Shireen?
Mr. Vaghul, two specific questions that I have, sir. As you yourself pointed out that a preliminary inquiry has been initiated by the CBI. It names unnamed bank officials. It does not name Chanda Kochhar specifically. But should it not, sir, be incumbent on the board of the bank to make this information public, to say that yes, an investigative agency has reached out to us, we are cooperating at this point in time. One, from a disclosure perspective, sir, should there not be better disclosure on part of ICICI Bank? That's my first question to you, sir.
Well, now or in 2012?
No, now, sir,
Now I think Mr. Sharma has made a very proper statement in which he has said three things, if I remember right. I mean, I don't have the statement with me, but he has said that board has examined the whole matter and they have come to the conclusion that there has been no conflict of interest. Secondly, I think there has been no quid pro quo in respect of that. And third, I think all disclosures have been made, whatever is required to be made. These are the three things which are made. And as far as I know, Mr. Sharma, who was former vice chairman of the Hindustan Liver and very respected person, whatever he does, he used to do it fairly thoroughly. And if he has made these three statements, you can take up issue with me. Why don't you elaborate it?
Okay.
What did you mean by no conflict of interest? What did you mean by that? But I'm sure that the board would have gone into this matter before coming to this conclusion.
That is what one would assume, sir, because as we just pointed out in our conversation with legal experts, the board in that statement, in a sense, also opens up independent directors to the possibility of liability, given this situation. So I would imagine that they would have had to examine this before they put out such a strong, unequivocal statement reposing their faith in Chanda Kochhar.
I would be very surprised if they had not done it. Okay. I mean, I'm sure that because the allegations have been made and the allegations talk in terms of undue benefit that has been taken by Deepak Kochhar, if I were sitting in the board and if I were in Sharma's position, I would really address myself to this particular issue. And only after addressing this issue, they had come to this conclusion that there has been no conflict of interest and there's no quid pro quo and the adequate disclosures have been made.
Okay. Do you think the issue would have been better served? I mean, you have given us two new things today, that no additional loan was sanctioned in 2012. It was rollover and consolidation of existing loans to Videocon. The second thing you're telling us is that Deepak Kochhar is still going to pay back, and those are debentures that still rest in one of his companies.
When Supreme Energy was acquired by this new power, they acquired both the assets and liabilities.
Okay.
And the assets
that was new information for us.
And I believe that the assets and liabilities are 64 crores of rupees.
Yes.
This is what I hear. I have not seen the balance sheet.
Yes.
That 64 crores of rupees becomes a liability of new power. And new power has to be discharged. The only point is that new power is not, I am told, doing very well because it's incurring losses. But they have to find the money to pay it when the amount becomes due.
Okay.
That is their responsibility.
Okay.
So it is not as though they got the money free or anything like that.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if they are going to pay back, then it is not free.
When I put together the information which I get from the ICICI Bank, I see clearly no economic advantage accruing to the Kochhar, Deepak Kochhar, as a result of this transaction.
Okay.
Whether the transaction was the amount of 64 crores of rupees which came is leveraging the relationship with Videocon. And that leveraging of the relationship arose because Chanda Kochhar was in the ICICI Bank.
Okay.
And Videocon happens to be a client of the borrower. Now, if you really look at it, in 1980s, when I was chairman of ICICI Bank, we made a presentation, I remember, in one of the rating agencies. If you take 100 top companies in the country, 99 of them had a borrowing relationship with
ICICI.
The one company which did not fall within that 100 was Colgate.
Okay.
Colgate never borrowed any money from a bank, and except that 99 borrowed. So you will not find a client who did not have a borrowing relationship with ICICI Bank.
Okay, so we're running out of time, but the new issue that is in the public domain now is that Mr. Deepak Kochhar's brother, Rajiv Kochhar, is running an advisory firm, and he gets a commission for arranging a lot of the loans taken by borrowers of ICICI. And 2 FCCBs were rolled over or paid back by Videocon, and that was done under the advisory services of, I think, Avista is the name of the company.
Yeah.
Now, does not that also look like
frankly, you know, that
related parties?
2 issues are there. We should be extremely careful that all allegations do not become true.
No.
And
That's
secondly, just because there is a relationship between Rajiv Kochhar, we must have a cutoff point at some point of time. After all, he becomes a brother-in-law. What is the relationship between the 2 brothers?
Okay.
Is it a part of a family business, or is it something different?
Okay.
And secondly, that man is in that business. How long he has been in that business?
Okay.
That is also an important issue. If he had been in that business, he would be dealing with hundreds of companies.
Okay.
And Videocon will be one of the companies where he would be going and doing business. Okay. So I think if a point is made, that point has to be inquired into. But I think we should not jump into conclusions that just because a point has been made, that act to be true.
Okay.
I think it is. It will not be fair on the part of...
No, I completely agree. But we just want to know whether the board was aware that...
but this allegation surfaced only now.
Yes, yes, it surfaced in the last 24 hours.
I did not see this. Only today I saw that.
Same here, sir.
I think. Frankly, I think it would not have been in the radar of ICICI Bank board at that time. Okay. What was perhaps in the ICICI Bank board radar was an allegation that Deepak Kochhar leveraged the relationship which Videocon had with the ICICI Bank. I think it seems to me, while I was not there, I had never talked to Mr. Sharma also, I can very see the thought process at the time.
Okay.
The thought process is very, very clear. No new loan has been given to Videocon. There is nothing to leverage upon.
Okay.
The second point is that Videocon has been a client of the bank for a very long time. And what exactly, whether there was Deepak Kochhar borrowed money from Videocon, whether it was Videocon's money or somebody else's money, they must have had to consider that it was a Supreme Energy.
Yes.
Supreme Energy, the managing director was on Ponglia or somebody.
Yes, yeah, but before that it was Dhoot.
That I think there would have no way unless somebody digs into it, and it would be very difficult for the board to keep on digging into it.
Okay.
If he had made an investment, where did you get this money? I mean, he is not. There is no locus standi for ICICI Bank board to go to Poglia and says, "Will you please tell us where did you get the money? Who gave you the money?" It's impossible for that.
Okay.
I think that there is a sense of propriety.
Yes.
You cannot keep on looking at it from the point of view of there is always a suspicion in whatever is being done.
Yeah,
but I think preliminary inquiry would reveal at some point of time whether there is an issue of propriety, whether the issue of an economic advantage. Okay. But till then I think it will be rash for us to come to a conclusion and make a big issue out of it. Okay. Because the whole thing, to me, it appears as a person who had been associated with ICICI for 30 years, I am. It gives me a feeling of, misery.
Okay.
That ICICI Bank should be in the limelight. I think if ICICI Bank has done something wrong, it should be in the limelight. If Mrs. Kochhar has done something wrong, I think she should be in the limelight. Without that, you should not go on the basis that mere allegations represent facts.
Okay. Fair point, sir. We're out of time and we deeply appreciate...
No, fair point, sir.
Sorry,
just one... Lata, sorry, one quick last question, Mr. Vaghul. Sir, you know, the fact of the matter is that the CBI has initiated a preliminary inquiry. The SFIO is separately probing the Mehul Choksi matter. That's a separate matter altogether. But a lot of people say that given the fact that this is now, in a sense, a reputational risk to the bank, it has also led to erosion as far as shareholder wealth and shareholder value is concerned because it has impacted the way that the stock is reacting. people are suggesting that maybe it would be fair to say that, till the inquiry is completed, till there is a conclusion and there is an all clear, that there should be a change in the leadership till that process is followed through. Do you think that is the right demand, the right ask?
I think it's for the board and I would not comment on that at all. I saw that report, but I would not express a view. I mean, after all, we have got a very responsible board. ICICI Bank board is not it's not a, what you call an interested board. It consists of all the independent directors. And Mr. Sharma, to my mind, she is an outstanding leader. I mean, the board will have to take a call. And I don't, personally, if I were sitting there, just because an allegation is made, you said to step aside.
Okay.
I mean, that would not be...
No, we have been speaking with corporate governance experts and professors for the past few days. There are many who have also said that powerful CEOs normally have their way with the board. Would you say that...
No, but if the preliminary inquiry reveals certain facts that needs to be further investigated,
Okay.
After all, there are two stages.
Yes.
One is the CBI has said that this is not an investigation.
No, it's only
this is only a preliminary inquiry. There has to be a prima facie case.
Okay.
I said, today you can throw anything at me and say that Vaghul is bad. Should I just go off the earth just because an allegation is made?
That's a fair point.
But allegation has to be substantiated.
Okay.
Right now, my feeling is that it is an allegation. It is not yet substantiated.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point, sir. Shireen?
Well, Mr. Vaghul, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV18, sir. Thank you very much for your time and appreciate you joining us on the show. We will take a break. There's a lot more coming up. That was the former chairman of ICICI Bank, Mr. N. Vaghul, speaking to us. A lot more coming up. Stay right there.